What's good? What's good? It's the Black Horseman. Shout out to everybody, man, that's new to the channel. As y'all know, this is my new sports channel, man. We're gonna talk everything sports, but definitely gonna talk boxing. You know, I got done watching the Anthony Joshua interview on the Breakfast Club, and good interview. They asked us a good question. Charlamagne did a decent job asking him about certain things and pertaining to fights that didn't happen between Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, questions about Jarrell, so on and so forth. But one thing I will say about Anthony Joshua is I got to know him a little bit better in that interview. He says that he believes that Wilder and Fury are not afraid to take the fight, but he feels like they want big reward with low risk. They don't want to take the big fights right now, so on and so forth. And but Anthony Joshua, I think that he's doing all the right things to put himself in a position to gain a lot of fans here in the American market. You know, a lot of people that have been defending Joshua all this time about, you know, oh yeah, he's the A side, this, that, and the third. This is what a lot of y'all dummies don't understand. The biggest stage, the biggest market is right here in America. Don't matter how big you are in the UK, that's cool and everything. But if you really want to become a global superstar and you want that respect, you know, you got to come to America. You know, Joshua pretty much admitted that. He said that, you know, even despite all the success he has in the UK, he says it feels like in the UK they're tagging along what Americans are doing. Whether you're talking about music, whether you're talking about sports, whatever. You know, America is the Mecca. This is the real stage. So if you want to get that stamp of approval, you got to come to America and get that. Ain't no other way. You got to come to America eventually. Why do you think all of these people from other countries, man, you know, if their country was so great, why do you feel they got to come over here? You know, you see all these different people from different nationalities, they end up trying to act like us, black people, to be honest with you. You know, it's the culture. They love the culture. You know, they love the swag, they call it, the style. You know what I mean? And if you can get the black culture to accept you and put that stamp on you, oh, you everybody gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? This is facts. This is facts. Otherwise, they could just stay right there, stay where they at, and they wouldn't even care about the American approval. But they truly do. Somebody who really wants to expand and become a global superstar, you got to come to America and get that. Period. You know, I think Anthony Joshua, he's saying that after this Jarrell Miller fight, you know, that he hopes that he can get the fight done with Deontay Wilder so it could be one face, one name in the heavyweight division. And he admitted that he is part of the blame of why the fight did not happen between him and Deontay Wilder. Charlamagne was trying to say, you know, it's Eddie Hearn's fault. But he said, you know what? You can say it's partially Eddie Hearn's fault, but it's my fault as well. Because the mere fact that the fight didn't happen means that maybe he should have done something. If Wilder wasn't going to budge and wasn't going to comply to his terms, maybe he should have, you know, been a little bit more lenient and you know, accepted some of the terms and made certain sacrifices for the fight to happen. And he gets that now. You know, he's in a position where it's like, you know what? Don't matter what happens, you know, I got to make that fight happen. So, I mean, I actually believe him. You know, I actually believe him this time around. You know, before I didn't really care too much to do any videos on Anthony Joshua because I just felt like this dude was literally scared. He was ducking that fade. But, you know, hey, you know, over time things change, and I think Joshua realizes that, you know what, I'm trying to really expand my brand, you know, and the only way I'm going to really get that stamp of approval and really elevate my brand is I got to come over here in America and do it right. So he's going to the Breakfast Club. He's going to Hot 97, I think. He's going to Sway in the Morning. He's going to these different platforms, you know. I wish Errol Spence and, you know, I was going to say Mikey, but Mikey probably wouldn't go to these type of platforms. But I wish Errol Spence would have did it for this pay-per-view fight. You know, I think he did it after the Ocampo fight, or maybe after the Kell Brook fight or something like that. But to help promote this fight, you know, I feel like this is what you should have done. You know, you got to go to these platforms that have a huge following, you know, huge subscriber base, man, and be able to get your face in front of all of these people so they can see who you are. And the questions that they're asking, they're going to learn a lot about you. You know, a lot of people was able to learn a whole lot about Anthony Joshua if they watched that Breakfast Club interview. I didn't even watch the Sway in the Morning interview yet, so I'll probably watch that one a little bit later today. But anyhow, man, you know, I just feel like that's a good interview. I think Joshua is in the right headspace now. He knows that he needs Wilder. He needs Wilder to be able to tap into this American market. I saw a little bit of Made Man's video on Anthony Joshua, and saying that, you know, this is a good move for him to face Jarrell Miller in his backyard right here in the Madison Square Garden, to be able to introduce himself to the American market. Like, this is who I am, and if he can go in there and knock Jarrell Miller out, then he gonna definitely be able to raise his stock out here in America. Also, before I shut this video down, man, I also noticed too how this guy admitted that because they asked him about why you want to fight like Ortiz and them guys. Like, he said, you know what? He considers he will face Ortiz if he cannot get Wilder or Fury next. He's going to consider fighting Ortiz. But he did say that he considers Ortiz an elite fighter. So for everybody that's been talking all this mess about Luis Ortiz, hey man, even y'all's champ, because a lot of y'all is big, huge Anthony Joshua fans, y'all's champ even stated that Luis Ortiz is at the elite level, you know. But of course, he said he wants the top echelon of the heavyweights, which is Wilder and Fury. And if he can't get those guys, he says that he would definitely go after Ortiz, because he knows that for his status in America, if Joshua can go in there and beat Ortiz, especially on American soil, because it looks like Joshua's going to be fighting a lot more in America. But if he can beat Ortiz on American soil, man, he going to get mad respect in America. People know who Ortiz is. People know what type of fight Deontay Wilder was in when he fought Ortiz. So, Luis Ortiz is an elite fighter, and Joshua realizes that, and he understands how much risk comes with that. I don't think he's afraid. He may have been in the past, but he probably looked at it as it's more risk than reward. But if he have to, he's saying he will if he can't get the Wilder and Fury. So looks like we might be seeing if Wilder and Fury don't step up to the plate and face Joshua next, we might be seeing Joshua and Ortiz next, man. I can't wait for that one right there, man. But I appreciate y'all checking out the video. Shout out to all my new subs for this channel, man. And y'all can continue to support me on Black Horse Promotions. I'm just doing a different type of content over there. But I'll definitely catch you on the next video, man. It's a Black Horse.